You're now listening to the Zod and Drea podcast.
What's up, people? We're back, and you know it, another podcast for you to listen to.
And not only is this just another podcast, but it is our 50th.
Can you believe that milestone?
Been with us for 50 podcasts, people. Thank you.
50.
We now have a long-term relationship.
I know, right? You guys are now part of our family. We will invite you to the barbecue.
Exactly.
Every one of you.
Maybe family pictures.
All that. So, I can't believe that not only is it our 50th, but we only have 2 more episodes before that's the last of season 1. Meaning, there will be 53 will be coming up, which means it's almost a year, because remember, we started off with like 4 or 5 or something like that. But still, it's going to be 53, which is going to be our second season to start off the year. So, it's going to be kind of crazy. You know, we're going to have all kinds of new things, a couple of new things that we're going to add. You know, it's going to be the same old Zod and Drea, but, a couple new graphics. We'll probably switch it up on the website a little bit. But look forward to the changes that we're going to have because, again, we're LLC'd now. So now we're a business.
This is business.
It's business. So things are going to be getting, moving forward, getting more people listening, getting more people interviewed. So,
and adding more variety. Come on.
There's going to be a lot more.
Change is always good.
And we're going to have a lot more interviews, a lot more people. So we're going to make sure season 2 is in. But, let's start off with what we're going to be talking about.
So what we're going to talk about today is, first, we're going to do a movie review that we just posted. And we just saw The Mummy.
Okay, The Mummy. We're going to talk about The Mummy.
And then we're also going to talk about, in our also shorter segment, about Bill Maher.
Maher.
Why do I call him Maher?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. And all that controversy that he started when he just started blabbering his mouth a lot. And we're going to talk about our thoughts about what he tried to do to clean up the mess.
Okay. And then, of course, the last thing that we're going to discuss is going to be our main topic, which is when is it time to end a relationship? Some people probably go in a little too long and, you see the signs. The red flags are there. So, maybe Zod and Drea can help you out a little bit.
Right. What pushes you to that point?
To that limit.
Yeah, where you're like, that's it, I'm out.
All right. So, one thing that we did... Oh, listen to that. Ooh,
hey, who's that? Hello.
Whoa, that's a loud timer. So,
I'm alert. Is that the bomb? Is that the bomb?
All right, so it's time for The Mummy, as you heard our timer go off and say. So, I know you wanted to see The Mummy really badly.
I did. Look, I liked the trailers that I saw, and I liked the fact that The Mummy was a girl. You know, they did a switch up on it. And look, she's one of my favorite actresses. She's one of my new now favorite action actresses.
She's really damn good.
Yeah, she was in Star Trek, right?
I couldn't believe that was her. You know I was in love with that character.
I mean, I'm awesome.
I'm like, if I had to smash any aliens, it would have been that one. It's striped and all, looking like a zebra.
I think she's better than Zoe.
I don't even remember. Zoe who?
Kravitz? No, Saldana.
Oh, are they battling?
Well, as far as I'm putting him in a mental battle of who's the best female right now when it comes to this.
You're pitting dark people against each other. That's terrible.
That's what I'm doing. As far as who's better behind the green screen. But Wonder Woman's a whole different category, and I don't even want to go there. But anyways, so Mummy, I was really excited to see that it was going to be a spin where the Mummy.
You know what she was also in?
What?
I didn't even think about it. She was in The Kingsman.
The girl with the legs.
With the legs. That was her.
See, she's a badass.
See, she's dope. All right, go ahead.
Okay,
talk about The Mummy.
Yeah. So anyways, the movie.
Cruise, Scientology.
Tom Cruise, yeah. Well, no one got recruited. Maybe some of the cast members were. I don't know. But again, it is a spin on the movies. The typical, the typical lead in The Mummy was a man, right? And that also was from the other Mummy franchise, right, with Brendan Fraser and
that was
his crew.
The previous
Yeah,
Mummy.
that was the previous one.
There were like 75 Mummy movies.
So many. I remember the Abbott and Costello.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I remember them against Frankenstein.
But anyways, so that's what excited me about this one. I really wanted to see, what this was going to be about. So we got to see it, and yeah, I mean, for me, it was interesting. It was.
I don't think it was that bad. I think the
Yeah.
critics were panning it a lot more for whatever reason. They wanted it to fail, and I thought the Brendan Fraser Mummy films, which is what they're comparing it to, were just corny. They were fun.
Right.
But this is part of what Universal Studios is doing, is the dark universe. So
Right.
now they are putting out their own universe, just like Marvel and DC have. So they want their own cinematic universe by bringing all of these monster movies back.
Which they have, and they own in their archives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's their former stories, and that's and those were what? Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein, which is, they're making Bride of Frankenstein is already set to release for 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So they're already going to come and do that. And it seems like in this movie, the the center of everything was actually Dr. Jekyll. Like, he's going to be a central figure, which is played by Kurt Russell. Wait,
No, Russell Crowe.
I said Russell Crowe. Shit. Well, oh boy. So Russell Crowe. So his character turning Jekyll and Hyde and whatever, and then here's the mummy coming around, but he's talking about monsters in the movie, so he knows that
Right.
there are more there.
And there's a scene when you go to when they bring everybody to
His
Dr. Jekyll's lab where you see some of the skulls that are there,
Yeah.
and some of so you see like a Dracula skull, which is also part of going to be the Dark Universe character too. You saw what's that hand, the webbed hand, and that's supposed to.
Oh, Black Lagoon.
Yeah,
Was he there too?
yeah,
Okay, I didn't see that.
He's going to be there too, and so you see these hints. Did I think it was a little bit of Mission Impossible meets The Mummy? Yeah, a little.
I mean,
some
it's
of the
Tom
scene.
Cruise, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a
Tom Cruise.
he's got a Tom
If
Cruise.
he doesn't
it up.
Tom Cruise, then but I mean, for a guy who's 54,
Look,
that dude is
Scientology
in
looks good on the
shape.
man. Okay,
I'm like,
don't
I
know
can't run that hard.
what Kool-Aid they're serving him, but it's
Jeez.
looking good on him. I'm not gonna lie. And again, and I've got to get the pronunciation of the female character that played
Amunet or
Princess Amunet.
Amunet, something like that.
And I loved the background story. I loved it because she just was a woman of power and wanted to get her power back. How she got it, how
Yeah.
she tried to obtain
That
it,
was a
that
little
was a
grimy.
little evil.
That was a
Okay,
little
I
bit.
get it, but
They threw her
she
in that
wanted
mercury.
what was hers.
Threw her in that mercury, wrapped her up, said, you're gonna have to die. And so after a bunch of treasure hunting, Tom Cruise uncovers her, and before you know it, all hell breaks loose.
Da-da, thanks Tom Cruise
Thanks,
for
Tom
everything.
Cruise, for fucking it up and killing all those people.
But I do gotta admit, go watch it because there is a twist at the end.
Yeah, there's a little twist at the end. There's a little twist. I forgot what it was, but there is one.
That's how much it stuck
Like,
with
I'm
you.
not lying. I'm trying to remember the twist. Shit.
Let's just say, remember, he was back in the desert.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Okay.
Or some shit. I don't know. I still don't remember why he was there. All right, so go see The Mummy. So now let's talk about Bill Maher. So if you don't know, Bill Maher has an HBO show called Politically Incorrect, where he just talks about a range of topics, and he shifts between right and left, whatever, and it's politically incorrect. He curses, and it's good for HBO. It's been on for a long time now. I knew Bill Maher when he was in his comedian days. Where, like, one of my favorite movies, if you ever get a chance to look at it, is DC Cab. I think it came out in 1984,
Holy
starring
crap.
Mr. T
DC
in DC. Look, on the streets, under pressure.
No.
The city angel. Man, boy, I love myself some DC Cab. That was Mr. T. Mr. T? Are you kidding?
Well.
So Bill Maher was a character in there named
Did he have
Babu.
hair? Did he
Yes,
have hair in there?
yeah, Babu or something like that. Remember Gary Busey was in it. This other guy, Adam, shit, I can't remember, but he was in like Buffy or whatever. He played like some character in Buffy. But anyway, he's been in a bunch of movies, and then he's like a hardcore crazy Republican too. I was like, man, I thought he almost ruined it. And then Bill Maher ruined it. Anyway, Bill Maher comes out on his TV show, and for whatever reason, he's cracking jokes with somebody, and he compares himself to, quote, a house nigger. Now, Bill Maher is white. And it's like there's certain things you don't say whether you're politically incorrect or not. Now, the right likes to talk about being politically incorrect because they think political correctness is just a disease that's ruining this country. So, to me, politically correct means manners. It's not calling your mother a bitch.
Right.
It's
civilized.
It's being civilized. I am politically correct. It's like, how would you like to address yourself? African American? No problem. I will adjust myself to say what you feel like. Oh, you're not a homo faggot? No? Oh, you're what? Oh, you're gay or you're queer? Okay, I will address my mouth to say, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
manners. There's certain things you do, and with time, you'll learn not to say the offensive, politically quote-unquote incorrect shit that you say is, because it's not here, is ruining the country.
Right. Oh, it just pops in my head. I should have a right to say whatever I want to say.
It. Well, the thing is, house nigga is not a word that white people should be saying and thinking that it's funny unless it's in an absolutely clever joke, and you better be funny. But my thing is, you don't get a ghetto pass just because you listen to some hip hop. You once were in Detroit. And
you date women of color.
You date, God, you date women of color, you date someone of color, and then all of a sudden, it's like, I'm going to say beaners, and I'm going to say all this other. No, you can't get away with that. Okay? You don't. It's a respect thing. And just because, hey, well, they say it, cool. Do you know who they say it to? They say it amongst other people of color, to other people of color, about other people of color. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty simple concept. They're not talking to you. Like, if you're white, they're not talking to you. It's not your language. Oh, well, no, they're not talking to you, about you, or anything around you. So when you invite yourself to say something like Bill Maher says, you're going to feel the wrath.
Right.
And apparently, like, Ice Cube had to give it to him on his next show, which I'm glad, it's like, it's not your word. He's like, it's not your word.
It's not your word to use.
It's not your word to use. Hey, that's what you called us for thousands of years or hundreds of years while you were killing us, and, then they took it back. Me, I don't like the word. I don't like the word regardless. So if I'm black and I don't like the word, I don't like being used around it, how's a white guy going to come around and say that? If you want to popularize something, then popularize cracker. It's widely open. Say it in all your songs. Tell Taylor Swift to say it. Tell Katy Perry to make sure she sings it. Make all the white rappers do it. Then say that.
Do you think he should have been fired?
No, I don't think he should be fired because his show is based on political incorrectness. But I do believe that he should apologize for what he has said. And I hope he learns from it, the thing is. Mm-hmm. He has to know that just because he's white, he's not above anything.
Right.
Black people nowadays will take it to task.
Because he has actually criticized white people for acting this way already.
Yeah.
And now he goes and acts the way that he's always bashing white people for doing.
So it's like if he learned his lesson, then he will erase that out of his vocabulary and not think that it's cool to say. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you want to go ahead and say nigga this, nigga that, cool. But if you can't say it around an elder black person, if you can't say it in Harlem, if you can't say it in Brownsville, Brooklyn, if you cannot say it in the middle of Detroit, if you can't say it in Southside Philly or South Chicago, then that means you shouldn't be saying it. If you don't have the balls to say it in the face of 35 black people surrounding you, then guess what? You probably know better and you shouldn't be saying it at all.
And shame for that audience that actually laughed and clapped when he did say it.
Please listen carefully.
Learn your lesson, people. Some things are off. Once again, make sure you listen to the Zod and Drea podcast by subscribing to one of the following podcast methods: iTunes, Google Play, or YouTube. Visit our website at www.zodanddrea.com to go directly to the links, or if you choose, you can listen to each podcast episode directly on the website under their individual posts.
Want to get involved and have your voice heard on the next podcast? Then be sure to tune in to the question of the week on our website, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram page. And dial in and leave a message on our voicemail at 323-963-4221.
If you're an advertiser who would like to have your 30-second or 1-minute placement on our podcast or YouTube episode, please contact us at info@zodanddrea.com and we'll send you a price list. Space is limited for each episode.
The next podcast might even have you as a featured guest.
Tune in, check us out, and get involved.
We're back.
All right, people, we're back to talk about the main topic of discussion, which is what?
When is it time to end a relationship? When's it time to throw in the towel from your loved one? When is it time to break that, what do you call it? Cut the cord.
Cut that cord.
Sever ties.
That's it.
Get your ass stepping.
Like some people I have seen, man, I got people who's, don't you have that one guy or girl in your crew or someone you know? It's like, why are you putting yourself through this shit? And they keep coming to you, they talk about your problems, whatever, and this and that with it. And you're like, this shit should have ended 5 years ago. What are you doing?
Why are you still hanging around this person? Why are you giving this person your time, your love,
your energy,
your body? why.
Shit, for some of them, the body isn't even there. They don't even touch each other anymore. It's just, it's almost like they're used to them. They're used to that person being around. And it's like, what are you doing in order for that person to be coming around, sucking out your energy? And on them, too, what do they want? Because there's one of them that has more power than the other.
Well, and both benefit. There's a benefit. There's a benefit for being a victim, and there's a benefit for being the dominator. So both parties somehow in that kind of situation do get a benefit. Who
knows what it is?
Who knows what it is, but for those that blame, I am such the victim. I don't know why I keep going back to him. No, there's a reason why, and you get to be something. You benefit from that. So you got to look at yourself for that. And then there's the opposite. Then you have the other extreme where let's say the relationship's only going in 3 months, and all of a sudden, hey, you don't like the fact that this guy snores, right? And so you tell him that he snores, and he's like, that's it, I'm out. Gotta go.
Oh, yeah, there's some of the sensitive ones.
Yeah, the
sensitive
like,
ones. Like, oh, my God,
I'm out.
It's like, oh, I got a text from, you texted from your ex-girlfriend or something like that. Fuck that shit. Like, what are you talking about? If you took the time to learn who this person is, you'll know where they are. If you're not giving attention to that person and they're getting it somewhere else, that's also your fault.
Right.
It's like, yeah, sure, some things that people shouldn't do, but, and they should open up to them. But if they have a fear of, and some people stick around because they have a fear of loss. It's like, oh my God, I don't want them to get mad, so, I'll just go to someone else or something, whatever they're doing. And relationships take a little bit of work. Sometimes it's cool when it just fits like a glove, but some of them have to take a little work. You gotta, put some spackle on that and fix those holes and whatever. But, you leave it gapped up, then all of a sudden termites come in and break it down, and all of a sudden, it's too late to fix it up. A lot of people just don't know when to say goodbye, and that is an issue. It's like, and you know what? To me,
what?
I think a lot of people, just like you said, a lot of people will cut it short because of dumb reasons, such as I've heard, she doesn't give good head.
Well, then teach her.
Like, motherfucker, teach her or whatever. Like shit.
She doesn't have a penis, so show her.
Show her or something like that. Then what did you get with her in the first place for? You should have known at some point that she was bad. Like, let her, put some peanut butter on it. Shit. Let her lick it off. Like, oh, that's not bad.
But not the chunky.
Yeah, right? Yeah, not the chunky. Chunky might hurt. Chunky might hurt.
Oh God, no, but look, I have to look at it this way too. I know I was guilty before when I was dating early on of just cutting it. I just was like, you know what? I don't want to be here. Bye. I didn't even give it a try. Why? Because I didn't want to invest myself in somebody that I thought then just wasn't worth my time, So that person may have wanted a longer relationship, but I just immediately would be like, yeah, if I'm not feeling it after like a week or two, I'm out.
That's it? That easy?
Yeah, I used to just no. But the reason why I would bail was because I didn't want to invest in something and then have it, and then the fear of rejection. That was my big thing. Like, I didn't want to be rejected. So you know what? I'm only going to invest this amount of time, and then you're out. Done.
See, I didn't even give that. I mean, I just didn't get into a relationship. I'm like, hey, you got a choice. You can either hang with me or not. Like, that was pretty much it. I always had one foot out the door, unless somebody convinced me to keep that foot inside. As you get older, you learn more.
Right.
So, whatever. So I had a few good girlfriends, but hell, I've been in some. I mean, because I'm one of those really dedicated and loyal guys. But I've been in a couple where, hell yeah, I should have gotten out. It's like, oh, you're cheating on me again. I was the simp. I was the simp for a minute. For one, oh, she's so pretty and sexy. Fuck that shit. It's like, then it hardens you.
Right.
Hardens you. And I didn't want to be that hard guy. So, you lesson learned. That won't be me again. And we're cool now. But, that'll never be me again where you just step all over me and I feel like, I have everything to lose. It's like, no, you don't, dude. Like, you got everything to gain.
Right.
You have an entire life out there. But some people will stick around so long. So what do you think some reasons are that people will stick around?
Marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Kids.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, those are two big ones.
I know of situations where women have stuck around with their boyfriends if they're living with them or their husbands because of financial situations. You know, they live in an area of the country where it's just expensive as hell to get a place on your own. So they'll stick around in the relationship just because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
You know, it's cheaper to keep her, or you know, in that
cheaper
sense.
to keep her.
So you got, again, marriage, children, financial reasons. I also know of some that just, again, kind of like you said, like their identity is tied to being with somebody. That person is always known to have been that person, that guy's girlfriend, that guy's wife, or girl's wife,
so it's
or whatever.
perception of what society thinks, your
Yes.
friends think. It's like, oh, you know
I
what?
always have to be in a relationship. You know, that girl's girl, that
I know
girl's
that.
guy.
I know that. Yeah, they always have to be in a relationship, guy. I've known people like that where, you know, they don't know what it's like to be single.
Yes.
And if they do, they don't like it.
So
They will either stick with something, or they will if the other person dumps them, they get into something really quick.
Right.
Like they're clingy, they're clingers, and it doesn't matter how old they are, they just are.
And what they're doing is just repeating that same person.
Oh, no, the cycle continues.
Right.
Without a doubt, the cycle continues. They're not going to learn their lesson.
Right.
They never learn their lesson.
But what does it take for somebody to learn their lesson? How many times that person gets stepped on? How many times is that person?
I think it's a repetitive thing. I think that's a personality trait. Some people, me, it was like, one or twice, a couple times in college or whatever, and, and then like later on in life, there's one, but, you figure, oh, I love this person, and then, you kind of look back on your life real quick. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's the sex, sometimes I think a lot of it is fear of loneliness.
Right.
It's just going to be fear of being alone. So I don't want to be left out in the dark. Oh, she gets this and that. And it's not just fear of being alone, but fear of him or her finding someone else better than you.
Why should they be happy?
Why should they be happy? Like, I mean, it's kind of silly that I should even be, talking about that. I'm glad that we're in a relationship that I feel secure in that. I feel secure in not having to deal with all the craziness that goes around in relationships that some of the people are dealing with. And I mean, if you look on your Facebook feeds, like, you can tell some people are going through it because they leave all that vague booking. And it's like, you know what? If you see that one person on Facebook, listen to this, Facebook, if you wind up seeing that one person on Facebook that vague books, like, all the damn time, and they're talking about their spouse or their relationship or something, it's like,
what's those? Are those Instagram messages?
I'm so mad. Or exactly. Or Instagram
quoting
memes.
Somebody like, oh, it's better to find inner strength alone, and
like all that shit. Like, you know what? Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, look, just say
who
you're mad about.
Just leave them.
Say that person's name. Post it. Be like, look, I'm mad at so and so.
Yeah, make it official. Yeah, make it official.
Like, look, this is what he did, and he's a jerk.
Yeah, that's it. Boom. Like, trust me, he won't want your ass later. Well, he probably will still.
But do you notice, though, how, like, Facebook and all kinds of social media, Twitter, you name it, like, they feed off of the toxic relationships. It's almost like it's like, if you have a toxic relationship, you'll get all this traffic. You'll get all this attention. But if you have a happy relationship, they're like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, unless the happy relationship is you getting married or engaged or having a baby.
And it's like, okay, but what happens after the wedding? Okay, how about your marriage 5 years after that? How was your marriage 10 years after that? Right? Like, it's just that moment, and then it's like, okay, but that leads to something. It's a lifetime you're spending together. How is it going then? How are people supporting that?
I don't know. You know what else? A lot of people break up or need to break up, or a lot of times their friends will be in their ear, like telling them what to do, or this is how you should. This is what you should be doing. Then this and that, and then they're like, oh well, I don't know. Like, don't ask for advice. Here's my thing: don't ask for any damn advice from me, unless you're gonna take it. It's like, otherwise they sit there. It's like, oh yeah, what Brent said.
But you can't control what someone's gonna do.
And I'm like, okay, cool. I know it's true. Then don't. I can only tell you this. I don't even tell them what to do. It's like, well, if it were me, this and then. I can't tell you what to do. This is just what I would do. And then they don't do it. 3 years later, Zodiac. Like, shut up. I'm like, come on. Like, you got to know when you're in a toxic relationship, when it's beating you down daily. Like, when it's hard to get up and look at that person because you're like, oh, God. What are you with them for?
Right.
Everybody deserves happiness. I don't know.
It's maybe that's just it. It's defining what your happiness is, not defining it based on what everybody else wants your happiness to be or thinks happiness should be. You know, why do you got to be a princess in this, you know, finding your prince charming, making sure you have the slipper and you have this going on, you have the perfect house. No, what is truly going to make you happy in this world?
Sounds like Melania Trump.
Oh, well.
Right? Right? Yeah, what you were saying.
Sugar baby's different.
Yeah, you know, shit. Even sugar babies know. Shoot, when the money runs out, they're out. It's like, don't get an emotional God.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, you know, I don't even think they're emotionally attached, like, as in love. It's almost just a dependency.
Like an addiction, you think?
Almost an addiction, yeah. Like, they don't know any better, which is why they jump from one relationship to the other.
I do know. Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
And it's like, why do you, you know, stick around with somebody who, I mean, God, like, some of the people who just beat people or are mentally and physically abusive to them and all this other stuff, and you're still in a relationship talking about he loves me. What are you looking for? Like, what is it in your life that you didn't get? That you're obviously not getting still.
Yeah. Well, for some people, the paying attention to them means, okay, if abusing them means is equal to, okay, they're paying attention to me, which means they love me, fine.
Yeah, to some people, actually, that is what it is.
Like, at least they're paying attention to me.
I'm getting some sort of attention.
Right.
I'm getting something.
And that's a whole other segment, and actually, that person should get therapy.
Yeah. A lot of these, man, look, I don't want to talk about my people. A lot of them should get therapy regardless. I'll be reading these friggin' Facebook posts. I'm like, God, again? Like, Jesus, just get it right.
You guys broke up again?
Again?
He did what again? Or she did what again?
Like, it's the same thing. I mean, Jesus, you know, okay, I can understand, you know, maybe someone cheated or something. But damn, just work through it. You know, work through it especially if you're married. But if they are a cheater, like, that's just what they are. Not that, hey, once a cheater, always a cheater shit. You know, if they made a mistake because you weren't paying attention to them, you were like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go out. I don't want to, you know, hang out with you. I don't want to do that. I want to stay home. We're going to stay home. Then all of a sudden she meets John at work, and John's like, oh, hey, you know, I'm an outgoing guy, and you're really cool. Hey, you're really pretty. You know.
Would you like to get a margarita?
Hey, would you know.
And get a body shot.
Yeah, right? And then she's like, fuck it. You know, John seems like a good guy. She goes out with John. John is a blast. She's like, oh, my God. Even though I'm 45, I feel like I'm 28 again. And then she goes back home. Where were you? You should be here. I don't want to go in. I don't want to do that. Leave. It's time to get out. Your relationship is done. You know, you can try to work on it as much as you can, but, you know, man, I'll be damned if I feel like I am trapped in a relationship and I can't get out. Or I feel like I cannot get out, like the expiration date it's curdled. You can't drink that milk. It's thick. It's yellow.
Ew. I'm like, someone that's lactose intolerant does not want to have that visual.
It's like, oh, God, it won't even come out. I'm trying to pour it.
It's all chunky.
It's chunky. It's chunky.
Gross. I hate
it's got a roach. It's like, that's your relationship.
You are that
your
expired
relationship
milk.
is that with a roach in it that won't come out into the cup, and you have to use a spoon to take it out. That's your relationship.
No, just keep it closed. Keep the container closed and throw it out and clean out the fridge.
Otherwise, get a new ass fresh friggin' bottle of milk and just be like, oh man, this was so much better. This should have been me a long ass time ago.
So the moral of the story is, if your relationship is equal to a curdled old
moldy milk with a roach that got in there, that you need to use a spoon and a spork to get out.
And hazmat the refrigerator.
And you have to cut the top off just to get the
then get out.
just to get all your disease out. Then it's probably not a good relationship.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
yeah,
anyway,
if it was me, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Get that crap out of your fridge.
So note to self.
Yeah. So anyway, look, we got to close this one out. We
could talk more about this forever.
I know. God, yeah. I can bring on the guests, the people I'm talking about. You know who you are if you're listening. But anyway, Gate, check this out. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? It's June. No, that's today. I'm sorry. What's today?
Is it today
June
already?
13th.
Is it June 13th already?
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
It's my birthday today, people.
Happy birthday, babe.
So, it is on behalf of the Zodiac and Drea. I want you to celebrate June 13th because it starts today and it will end and June 12th, 2018. Okay?
Does that mean you have cake every day?
Whatever you want. June 13th lasts just that long.
That's
This is
long.
just that much of a celebration. So we're going to wind up having a great celebration. Make sure you check out for episode 51 next week. And I guess that's it for us. We got a party.
Happy birthday, babe.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hear everybody saying happy birthday too. That's
Feliz
Zod.
cumpleaños.
Oh, feliz cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños. Oh, man. We are out of here.
Bye.